Nightline continues. Once again from Times Square, Cynthia McFadden.
As the Martin Luther King holiday comes to a close tonight, we wanted to take a hard look at a controversial cartoon show that examines where Dr. King's dream of racial harmony stands 38 years after his death. The program is called The Boondocks and runs late at night on the Cartoon Network. The premise of this week's episode is that Dr. King awakes from a coma just in time for 9/11, and he is not happy. It's a show that is certainly pushing the envelope.
I had a dream once. It was a dream that little black boys and little black girls would drink from the river of prosperity, freed from the thirst of oppression. But lo and behold, some 4 decades later, what have I found but a bunch of trifling, shiftless, good-for-nothing niggers? And I know some of you don't want to hear me say that word. It's the ugliest word in the English language.
The creator and executive producer of Boondocks, Aaron McGruder, joins us from Los Angeles. Mr. McGruder, you have Martin Luther King saying the N-word. This is going to be highly offensive to many people. Why?
Well, actually, we had him say nigger. We don't use the N-word on my show. You know, the story is about, what if King didn't die, and he goes into a coma, he comes out around 2000, and it's largely about his frustration with the country as a whole and with his people specifically. And by the end of the episodes, he is driven to the point where he has to use the word.
Are you concerned that you've caused offense?
I think it comes with the territory of being a satirist. We don't intend to. But we're a show that comes on cable at 11 p.m. and it's kind of our job to be out there on the edge. So I think certainly there's language that's potentially going to offend people. But I think the points are there, and to me at least they justify the language.
Let's take a look at another clip where you have Dr. King sort of turn the other cheek philosophy, has turned him into what some are calling a traitor. Let's take a look.
As a Christian, we are taught that you should love thy enemy, and if attacked, you should turn the other cheek. What?
America was outraged.
The president was very concerned by some comments made by some ex-civil rights leaders, and those people in question should watch their goddamn mouths.
Do you believe that's what would happen today?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
So, your conclusion is that if Martin Luther King returned today, he would be received how?
Well, as a traitor. I don't think his philosophy or even his character would really work in a modern context. I don't even think he would talk fast enough to be able to be interviewed on television. Because everything is so fast nowadays, and so I just think he wouldn't fit in, and that's kind of what the episode is about. We sort of explore him, and feeling a bit distraught about where things have come, and we examine really what America would think of him if he were alive today.
You're rough on the African American community as well, and sort of many of them walking away from the dream.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in the episode, King is critical of our apathy and our inactivity. And, so I think, we carry the blame of our own apathy and our own inactivity. So we sort of deserve to take a look at that and be honest about it.
The episode ends with Oprah Winfrey being elected president. Why did you decide to end the episode that way?
We kind of wanted to end it on an upbeat note, and ultimately, even though King comes down very hard on the black community, it inspires them to action, and so we ended with Oprah being president, which I think we all want to see.
So on this day of celebrating Martin Luther King, how do you remember him?
Martin Luther King, as the great historian John Henrik Clarke said, gave his life for a struggle, whether or not we necessarily agree with his philosophy of nonviolence or not. He died for what he believed in, and we're here talking, which is proof of his bravery over ours. So I think that's how I think about him.
Aaron mcgruder, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
A controversial cartoonist finds a controversial way to honor Martin Luther King Jr. When we come back, global politics.